Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of daily gold. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we are going to be going over daily gold for the day, and yes, we're going to be jumping in straight within our mailbox, which we have not an awful lot, which is around about 40,000 gold, so 40,709 gold. The things of note for today are sallow pigment, 96 of that for 5,472 gold, as well as 7 of veracity to be more precise, 4 of those for 3,044 gold. Other things of note is stake a la mode, 43 of that for 1,839 gold, as well as 9 enchanted lightless silk, 2,457 gold. Other things of note is umbral ink, 10 of that for 1,607 gold, primal mana, 11 of those for 1,684 gold, and 2 of veracity, so 3 of those for 2,282 gold, as well as a stack of 100 potions of spectral strength for 15,000 gold. And then you also have the sallow pigment, 92 of those for 5,244 gold. So bringing our total into a nice round amount of 40,000 gold for the day. I'm pretty damn happy with the way things are going thus far. So we're currently up to 224,000 gold. So I'm okay with that. Moving forward, we've actually got a bit more coming in at the moment. So if we go into our auction house, we can see that we've got another 31,000 coming in for the day. And that comes from luminous ink, and that is 592 altogether, and 23,000 gold for those, as well as 8,058 gold worth of umbral pigment, 51 of that for all of that jazz. So I'm pretty damn happy on the way things are going right there. Another 30k for the day. That's gonna come in however how long, in about 1 minute. 1 to 2 minutes in our mailbox. We'll gather that up as well. So instead of it's 40,000, it's basically going to be around about 70,000 for the day. So not overly too bad. So that being the case, let's jump on to what we want to do, because we want to do our restocks, and we're going to see that it's going to cost us around about 180k to make all of these enchants and restock our potions. So what we're going to do is we're just going to double check what we've actually got here. So how much is our potions actually going to be worth? And obviously we cut the fat yesterday, so what we can do now is we can actually start doing some more crafting. So what are the ones that we want to double down on? Well, to be honest, it's raid night tonight, so that means we're going to be wanting to double down on pretty much most of these besides the missives. So realistically, I would want to craft my potions first, then my enchanting stuff, then cooking, because we've got so much cooking stuff. All we got to do is craft 15 of that. So that being the case, we're going to be wanting to jump into our gathering. So we'll just go in like that. We'll go to Giblet because he's the enchanter. We're going to open up our task list, and we're just going to do a scan for all of that. So we're just going to be doing a nice little restock for the day, because obviously I've got work in a bit, and we're just wanting to just get the job done as effectively as possible, moving alongside that. So we've just spent a decent chunk of gold, around about 11,000, but we've just spent what we've just earned. So I'm pretty okay with that. So we'll pull in that other 21k, and we're back up to 233,000 gold. We're going to automatically send that to Giblet, and we're going to pull in the other umbral ink for 7,655, which just came in as well, bringing our total back up to 241,000 gold. So jump off and jump in again, and we can just go straight to Giblet, and he can do his crafts for enchanting. So this is super easy in order to do. Obviously restocking is pretty much one of those things that you have to do on a consistent basis in order to make gold when it comes towards crafting. There's no two ways about it. You need to stay consistent in order to make gold. This does go for like farming in general as well. So if you're a farmer, and if you don't stay consistent, like do an hour farm a day, you're not going to see that many returns for your time invested. The same goes with crafting, just on a bit more of a bigger scale, because you're crafting loads of things, and if you don't stay consistent, you won't get those profits coming in every single day. So it's something you have to restock every single day. You make your gold through the repetition of that act, not by doing one massive craft and hoping it all sells. It is literally the repetition that will provide you with your income when it comes towards gold wise. So that being the case, let's jump into our jewel crafting. We can see what we actually can make, and to be honest, we're going to be very happy with all of this because we've just got to make all of that up right now. And I do actually have everything set up in my groups in order to send over to my characters, so I'm quite happy with that right there. So it's just a case of clicking all of the enchants that we can do to sell for tonight. Now, enchants sell really well when it comes towards raid nights, due to the fact that people do get new gear, and then say they got a new cloak, and that means they're going to need a new cloak enchant to go on their character. Where do they go? To the auction house to actually buy that up. So that being the case, that is why I restock my enchanting stuff on a raid night, because people get new gear, they have to re-enchant their actual stuff, and that means I can make some gold through that as well. So that's something we can do right there. Other things of note that we can actually do is utilizing our alchemy. Everyone quite knows that alchemy is very good on raid nights. You'll get a lot of sales and you'll provide yourself with a lot of gold overall. So that's something not to be too concerned about. The next thing of note is steak a la mode, or the cooking, for instance. So cooking's really good on raid nights because people will buy feasts and buff food like it's going out of fashion. So the more you can craft, the better. Obviously that does come with a bit of trial and error to see how many will actually sell based upon how many people you're actually competing with. So obviously if a lot of people are utilizing cooking, you may struggle to actually sell all of that stuff on a raid night, as well as if it's actually being undercut as well, because quite frankly, if it's all getting undercut, then you're going to have a bit of a hard time to sell it. So obviously it does vary on how many you're actually going to craft. So we've done our recraft on our character right here for Giblet, and then we can then do that on Zathrash for today, because we'll do alchemy for all of that moving forward. So that being the case, we probably want, as it's probably we've got like 15 to make of our cooking, it's probably a good idea just to get it over and done with, because if it was like any more like a massive list of cooking stuff I had to restock, I wouldn't actually batter an eyelid. But as it's literally just a couple of things, I will just go Corthana and then just buy out that stuff right now, just get it over and done with, and yeah, pretty much. So that is all good, we can buy all that out. We will have to go to the heart of the forest in order to buy out all of our stuff for all that. So the inconceivably aged vinegar and the medley of, you get the point. I have to get my reagents in order to actually craft my food. So other than that, raid nights tonight, it's all about restocking and keeping everything up together. Obviously, so let's pull in all of that stuff right now from our mailbox, and then we can actually buy out all of our different types of bits from the traded goods guy. So we need 30, 1, 2, 3, and then when it comes towards the medley is 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and I bought the wrong one. There we go. And that's all we have to do for all of that. So let's pull up our campfire. Grab that up right now, and then we can set that up for a craft. Basically, the idea is to craft all that stuff for tonight, so when I am at work in the evening, I actually have everything on the auction house. We should see some major sales going forward, and obviously we can actually go over that for the following day. Yeah, so it's actually working out quite well. I'm really enjoying how it's actually looking at the moment. It could be the case of just a few different types of things. So if we go into our gathering reports and we go to Zathrash, which is our last person we actually have to do, and we'll put that over there. He's obviously our alchemist and scribe, so we can just jump into here and then we can buy out our last few things right here with all of that stuff. So this is mainly just a daily gold video. It works well for all of that stuff, and it's just a case of finding out what is good for us to actually craft for tonight, and then hopefully we'll be able to get a decent sizable amount of gold with all of that stuff. So obviously we've come into a little bit of an issue right now with umbral pigment. Someone's obviously bought out a load of this stuff and then has tried to reset the market. 300,000 gold for all of that, so that's something we can be a bit more careful on. For obvious reasons, that does happen. And what we can do is we need to source luminous pigment and umbral pigment. Well, what we actually know from all of that is if we go into our flipping, we can actually have a look at milling, and if we jump down to Death Blossom, we can see that we can get a better return on that with WorthIt. So what we'll do is we will then just have a what we'll do now is we'll get some Death Blossom. So we need 500 of each, and judging by that, we can actually have a look at the Death Blossom, and we can actually just buy out a load of Death Blossom. As it's currently like 17 gold a piece, we could essentially buy out a load of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy out 1,000 of that, and then we'll just restock as much as we can, and then see if we can actually make some gold from that moving forward. So we'll buy out that, and then we can then send that over to Zathrash as one massive package moving forward. So grab all of that. We're going to send over 1,000 gold to Zathrash just for buying out different types of things like miscellaneous stuff that is on the auction house, and then he can actually do all of his work moving forward with all of that jazz. So that is basically the restock done. We just need to mill all that stuff moving forward. So that is typically what I'll do for a restock. It doesn't take that long in order to do a restock, but it's the consistency of doing your restock each and every day is why some people fail when it comes to crafting, and when some people actually win. And it's also good to actually double check your prices, so with that umbral ink, that you don't unnecessarily spend gold for something. There are other ways, like using the flipping modules in WorthIt. You can use it with different other things, and there's multiple different ways to actually get that different types of stuff in order to reduce the cost in stuff. And that just comes in time when it comes to crafting. I think the most important thing is just to learn to stay consistent, and you will start seeing some gold returns coming in. Other than that, guys, that is pretty much all I have to say for today. Take it easy, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. If you want to support the channel and help make the channel even better, then why not check out the Patreon? Members get additional info, gold making resources, and Patreon specific content. The link is located in the description down below. Thank you and have an awesome day.